Lance with Arkansas Backroad Adventures. On this episode, I'm going to be doing an oil change on my Tenere 700. The oil that I've always used since my very first oil change I changed at 600 miles is the Amsoil metric motorcycle oil. 100% synthetic, and it is wet clutch compatible, so it works perfect on your clutch. And then I am using the HifloFiltro oil filter. It's a HF204. One reason I'm using this one on this filter is I like that it's got the nut made on it like the K&N filter, so it make it a little bit easier to get off with that. It's a good quality oil filter. And then I use the factory Yamaha crush washer, part number 214-111-9801. I run the Alt Rider skid plate, and I really like this skid plate for all the protection. But the only bad thing is, whenever you have this big of a skid plate for everything to protect, you've got to take it off for all the oil changes. This is my Alt Rider skid plate, engine skid plate that's off the bike right now. This is the engine side, and this is the bottom side. As you can see, it's got a lot of nicks and bruises on it, but that's just a part of riding off-road. This right here goes to my rear linkage on my suspension, on my rear shock. That's what that's for. But yeah, it's hit a lot of big rocks and been through a lot of creeks and stuff. It's been a really good skid plate so far. Luckily, knock on wood, nothing major has happened. And it's got a lot of protection there. The oil plug is a 17 millimeter drain plug. Just make sure the crush washer comes off with it. Now, I like to really keep this oil change good, since the transmission and the engine oil's all together. I think this last time I changed this oil was about 3,000 to 4,000 miles, probably about 3,000 miles ago, I think, when I changed this. Yeah, right at 3,000 now. Now, the last time I went to take this oil filter off, well, let's say the last two times I went to take the oil filter off, I had some trouble. It just did not want to come off. That's why I'm now running the one with the nut on there. And I always just do it hand tight, but it just will not break loose. Last time I used this oil filter wrench, and it still gave me fits. I'm hoping it's going to come off this time. Let's move the handle a little bit more. Let that drain. Yeah, there it goes. Like I say, I just do these hand tied, but man, every time I do one of these factory ones hand tied, it just never wants to come loose the last couple of times. Man. Well, hot things on there tight. Just don't know why they go on there that tight. And that oil filter wrench thing there, got from the local auto parts store. All that drain out real good. Make sure your oil filter thing comes off there. And this is a 2023, so I don't know about the 2025s. Everything's the same, but I'm going to say it probably is. But that's the oil filter number on the factory filter if you want to go back with the factory filter. The reason I don't really worry about much about the factory filter, and some people probably not agree with this, but Yamaha actually does not make these filters. Yamaha does not make any oil. What this is they have a company to manufacture this for them, and it's just up to Yamaha standards. So the high flow, I done some research on them before I ever bought one of their filters, and they make a lot of filters for the OEMs. I did not know that, but they make a lot of these factory OEM filters. Like I say, the nut on the end of it is kind of what made me want to do it, because this one here, the factory one, just always, from the factory, it was really tight. I struggled getting it off. And then the last time, man, I struggled getting it off too. I even had to get a different kind of one, and it crushed the filter a little bit when I was trying to get it off. So I've decided I'm just going to change. This is my first time to run the high flow one, but I think it's going to be fine. Well, I know it will, because all the research I've done, they make a lot of the factory ones. Here's the original crush washer. It done its job. It crushed down like it should. Some people say they do not replace these every time. I always have. I've always replaced the crush washers on them. So I don't know. I just never have not done it, because these are very cheap to buy at the Yamaha dealership. So I like to buy the crush washer and replace them each time. I always like to make sure I can always turn my oil drain plug in just hand tight all the way till it gets up to there. And then I do not use a torque wrench. Some people say you need to, but I've also seen where they have had these things so tight. I know from the factory it was extremely tight, and so I just do it to where it feels good to me, and I can feel the crush washer crush down. Just snug it up real good. There we go. And this is the oil filter. It's a high flow, and it is a HF204. Like I say, it's the first time for me to run this one. If you know something I don't know, please tell me in the comments. They're just like the factory ones. They come sealed. What it holds is, when you replace the filter with it, it's 2.75 US quarts. But to get your 2.75, like I say, it'll be 2 complete quarts. And then on your third one, when it gets down towards right there at the 8, that'll be your 2.75. And we just need to start up and check it for any kind of leaks. But filling right back up there where it should in the sight glass. There's no leaks, anything like that, so it's time to put the alt rider cover back on. Get ready for the trip. Just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. I've got all kinds of different videos that I do on YouTube. Also got TikTok, which is Arkansas Backroad Adventures. And then we got a Facebook page called Arkansas Backroad Adventure Rider.